Let me see. I'm hearing double. Here, that's why. Okay. Oops. Let's do Manderville first. Since I got max whatever, the tombstones. Been on a hunt train. Billion is trembling with barely contained enthusiasm. Okay, this is way too small. Eager to resume our investigations? I know I am. Do you recall that scrap of an alien starship we recovered? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, Inspector Brandyhild has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has concluded that the vessel would be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Let's make this bigger. That's too big. Our most likely scenario then is that some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage along with Pupu's acquaintance. Unfortunately, I had a fair idea that unknown agents might be, after all, that is singularly shadowy cabal with a history of a concealing extraterrestrial activity. Actually, let's over to Kama first. The inspector and the others are staying and dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. Horrible misfortune, feel calamitous even. Poor Master Pupu has fallen gravely ill. So bluish green, more so I mean. Could he have caught the cold? Suppose it was quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Pupu is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial disease might be ravaging his body. Nashu's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest. God, they put that music up earlier too. Good God, Nashu. Blow our host's domiciles to pieces, put them away. if I may. When I was cloned from an inspector, perhaps gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the airship's archives. This information included an encyclopedic understanding of Master Poopa's philosophy, or physiology, which could be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. A Xenoman's hybrid mind that explains the impossible calculations. They gotta put that as an emo. I have it. Master Poopa is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold. As a visitor of Atheris, Master Poopa has no prior exposure to the maladies. He is thus particularly suspect of infection, most likely to experience severe symptoms. Thus this I'm surmise, but let's put aside the case until we have nursed the second companion back to health. But even if it's a common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? They mostly certain would, perhaps to the results of the analysis. However, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. We need to gather the ingredients. The ingredients you shall have, so what are we gathering exactly? Most of what we can require is to draw from Master Poopa's collected samples, otherwise there are only two which we lack. The first of these is the liver of giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the cachapa which wanderous salt winds welcome. The slaughtering of the monstrous opponent, that sounds like a job for people. Now, the material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I'm hoping for can be found among the Great Works' extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well, Nashu, Billion, and I will scour the alchemist shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on our ailing impatient. Inspector Brandyhill, you're such an expert in all things Stavenir. I wouldn't say an expert. Simple conclusions with simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I'm hoping the alchemists have damp shrooms we need, but it is quite rare. Once you have tortoise's liver, would you be so kind to assist the others in procuring the fungus? Then let us not prolong Master Poopa's suffering a moment longer. Seems like we have the job to do. Further discussions and objections will have to wait. So many people. had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom yet eludes us. The alchemist said the fungus has few applications, so don't even bother to suck it most of the time. And let's put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back, Willis. I attune myself with the essence of the dank. Damp. The word is damp shrooms, and you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. It's close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. Here you folks in the market for damp shrooms. I might have some sell if you're interested. You certainly are, my fine fellow. Right then, if you give me a moment to receive the goods, and we can finalize our transaction up to the perfumed rise. It was genuine clairvoyance or a sheer coincidence. I am not sure anymore. So it's all in fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildebrand, preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. What does that even mean? In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man's up on his timely offer. Too bad it's cloudy right now. Why all the way here? Ah, you're here. Good, good. And this is the damp shroom as promised. Oh, glad we are of your assistance. Not so fast. There's still a matter of payment. Of course. How much do you owe, my good man? Extreme rarity of this fungus in question. I couldn't let it go for less than 1 million gil. I have enough of that. I'm carrying about 20 million right now. Guardian counter. If you would tenfold my price of the market, I thought you would be kindness in light of the urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity. Oh, fur we for coin. Dude, I have enough. We're plumbed out, Inspector. No, I have enough. And this is a prickly pickle. We're to obtain sufficient funds on such a short notice. I have an orchestrion roll collecting problems. Gotta buy them all. Spent the last of my savings on the return to Oblivion. You know what? I said I have it. I should pay for it. Savor in every sense of the word. Give that man nothing. See, that gotta be an emote to turn around like that. You have now a despicable scum. Your swindling days are over. Azahan City Guards at your service. We received a report of this man's questionable activities and has been keeping close eye on him ever since. Damn shoes are a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there is no real demand for it. The prices charlatan quoted you The price this charlatan quoted you was, quite frankly, ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As a token of our gratitude, we are welcome to keep the fungus. You are welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. It's very, magnanimous of you. You think I enjoy tricking fools in their coin? If that bastard didn't declared my job redundant, I would have needed to stoop so low. He blames the rising star among the merchants, princes of his woes. Van Hoody, I believe was his name. I believe his name was purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy, put a lot of people out of work. Van Hoody, I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour. Father was willing to sell him a slice of Hanish enterprise, I think, but balked on the man offered to buy own family business in its entirely. There's no telling how deep the coffers of Van Hoody are, nor do any know the secrets of how he amassed such kindly wealth so damnly fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary problems, the transmutation of base metal into gold. I like to slay the least, but whatever the source of Van Hoody's riches, to show no reluctance in spending them, he bought a historic temple to serve as his home and commissioned a private airship, among other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh? Or that swollen case was barely started before you solved the inspector. All day's work, my dear Nashu. I believe our business upon the scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry to the ingredients back to the Inspector Brandy Hill. I may have mollified his lordship with the secrets of divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing the most hated foe. Wee hee hee. Inspector Ho tells me that you have the liver to go along with his damn shrooms. Fine specimen, thank you. I'll be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Poo-Poo outside when we may administer this medicine as soon as it's ready. This should be a sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us and can commence the treatment. Such a comedic movement. The UFO. I feel so much better. I cannot thank you all enough. Master Poopa recovered his strength in mere moments. It seemed his powers to relation has just as advanced as his technology. Came here from another world, a stranger you've no cause to trust, and you've treated me so kindly. The people of the star are very welcoming. You are our dear friend now, Master Poopa. It's our pleasure to help. And it will be my pleasure to harm. Okay. Man, that's some supersonic speed. Should not follow the same trick twice. That dynamic camera movement. Can this not be an emote? Wow, so anime, it's like the frame rate. Prudent worms taste my full power. Is it gonna miss? You never know. Oh yeah, definitely did. Who the hell? No way. That was so random. You took the full force of the destruction beam, and yet you still stand, somewhat but apparently unharmed. I pondered and puzzled over the inexplicable fortune of yours and feel compelled to ask. Are you an alien? A fine jest, but I assure you I am without a doubt an Udan-born Manderville of terrestrial Hurrian stock. He's Hildebrand, agent of inquiry of Inspector Extraordinaire. What more do you need to know? Where do you even begin? But never mind, we found more pressing matters. Such as locating Master Poo-Poo's missing comrades. Time we reopened the case of silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. We're gonna have a firm theory as to who it was and that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. The Charlians. All but certain they ally with insidious extraterrestrial, which means that they are under order to remove any evidence of alien activity. I wager we'll find... We're looking for an old Charlian. We need only infrastructure operation and expose their nefarious conspiracy. Can't be bothered to formally ally with foreign nations such as aliens, and the elaborates don't count. Trust me, they soon flee the star and attempt this. Master Adilian theory lacks supporting facts. We have no other promising leads to pursue the present. I understand the Charlians set the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomena. Perhaps their experts have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. Spoken out of turn, please forgive my presumptuousness. My friend, I too sense her path point of an Isles of Archon. Pack your bags, everyone. We'll leave for Charlian immediately. Lumran is keen on embark on the next leg of your investigation. Charlian awaits. We need only charter a suitable sea vessel. Of course, but not the city lies many days sail in the north. If there is no swifter means of reaching our destination, just teleport there. So the experimental eighth rite will allow us to teleport within there, even absent a tune. Splendid. We shall avail ourselves to the technological marvel forthwith. So this is a city of learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here. How are you not sick to your stomach? Experimental airtime makes travel exponentially more fun. I feel as though I'm the only normal person in the group of eccentrics. But it's time to succumb to nausea, not here in the belly of the beast. Rumors have it that Charlian secret agents travel in the star's search of specimens which they collect and bring home to service of the confidential research project set Said project is conducted on a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, that's where we'll need to look. Labyrinthos. I say this labyrinthos sounds promising. I say we head down there and make inquiries as the whereabouts of our missing alien fiend. Something take lift from all of artifact, yes? Let us be on our way. It must be the lift in question. You wish to descend the labyrinthos, madame? Apologies, but each of your companions must secure a proper permission before you can allow them entrance. Assured that you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge as trustworthy. Make some judgments, but that's neither here or there. Admission of labyrinthos is subject to foreign policy. One who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and extra xenotechnology in the underground base of yours. Admit it. Xenotechnology? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yet again, do our paths cross in this suspicious fashion. Father, what business do you bring here in Charlian? I'm in search of a certain object, the one crucial for the continued refinement of the Manderville weaponry. My investigations lead me to believe it is to be found here in Labyrinthos. So you all seem to have business down below. This is my son and his bosom companion. If I vouch for the character, will you kindly allow him to board the lift? Master Gulliver Manderville, the forum sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged. Wow, perfectly 5 people. Including Pupu. I know that your current missions, but for the time being I suggest you accompany me in the Archeon. From what Father tells me, this storage facility replete the samples and specimen collected from every lands of Atheris. If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashed starship, it will be these studious folk. A shiny silver saucer. I'm sorry, but we have no records of such objects in our archives, either whole or in part. Or so do you have us believe, but the purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships. We're not conducting secret research on alien starships. Yes, we built a star-faring vessel in Valmazian, but it was neither for military purpose nor for extraterrestrial origin. disguising your foul lies with a sprinkling of truth, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the facts myself, and then everyone would hear what you're really up to. While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual-like appearance of your companion here. You do? And where is this? Pray tell. At Maria Agnoramic at this medical circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there. Many thanks, my good man. Well, it seems like we found ourselves at a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I forbid you good hunting and good day. Another round in in-depth inquiries at the Angel of Inquiry and Friends is in order. To Marial Agronomic we go. Your discount would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the Mandrangos hereabouts, but if you have to say it's something else you're after, then if I'm not sure I will be much help. I will stand working here, so if you have more luck asking the older hands. Must be talking about the one new Mandragos strains. We whipped up a bunch of blue straight onions, but I'm afraid they're starting to rot almost immediately. Not the mandras, you say. Well, other bursting things I can think of around here are the grapes. Look how luscious the crops turned out. Ah, yes. Okay. The little blue man, saw him in my own two eyes. I did, and it was no Mandragora. The gleaner at the company outside of visitor passed through a little while back. Nothing too unusual there. It's just a friend you described was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tally here long. Wonderful. The corroborates in the information by a moment ago skillfully squirrel out of this farmer, which claims to be an acquaintance of the gleaner in question. In fact, we'll bring him talk to us shortly. Oh, what the heck? Let us round up the others. We should be presented to hear what revelation the professional collector has to share. There were folks asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, and you brought someone who's practically identical. You must be the same species, surely. Friend was here. They certainly were. If you've a moment of three, I'll tell you the whole tale. To begin at the beginning, I was in Thavnir, the procurement mission which I crossed paths with the apothecary of his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance. In the wagon they rode bore of damaged vessels like the one which I'd never seen before. As a collector by trade, I have certain weakness of oddities. Thus, did I hail the apothecary to inquire after his company and his cargo. The man was too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where he was in conflict, there would be a need for medical goods. The state of his affair was rather more volatile than he anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his ventures, and so the apothecary began his long trek home, only shortly thereafter discovering a strange silvery ship and a shaken pilot crash-landed in a snowfield. Not be a coincidence. The story continues after extricating the battled vessel and his occupant from the snow. He brought home to Razahan. His guests wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of Bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I said they would bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Thalmazian engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fellow eventually resorted to drafting schematics, while the engineers followed these steps step by step into craft by essential bits and bobs. The apothecary and his companions were waiting here at Merrill. And then what happened? Well, once our insidious visitor had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. Their pair then departed almost immediately, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I told the apothecary said a handsome sum of engineer services, but being typical Charlians, I wager they would happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pour over every square in films of that airship. Know that I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think of such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft, and that little blue man, well, must have been an alien from another world. So I'd like to believe that the avid reader of the Thavnarian truth, you see, love to entertain these ideal flights of fancy. I have rambled too long. There are errands to attend to, and I really must take my leave. Good fortune to you. Can it be true? I have a readership of Charlian. Perhaps I'm as misjudged these people. Seeing our comrade is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo, and in the company of the Hanish alchemy of the undisclosed description. It'll be a wonderful news. I'm grateful indeed that we made the journey. Feeling that this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Razahan and continue the search. Summarize our finding. Let us know Master Poo-Poo's friend is safe in this company of the Hanish gentleman and possibly here in the very isle. That does sound promising. God, you're here again? Father, you have returned to the city. I trust this means your own investigation was successful. That it was, although laying hands on the object of my desire has been long and frustrating ordeal to say the least. Much painstakingly research revealed to me the existence of hereditary Vanderbilt relic, which within its slumbers the secret of weapon augmentation. Yet, though I turned to our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reason for this absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote to the visiting scholar keen interest in the relic, and how thus surrender it to the Charlian safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos. As it turns out, the Charlians never did find time to conduct our analysis. The custodians and I found the curio tucked away in dusty corner of the Archeon, still awaiting processing. Here it is, and oddly every bit perplexing as Gobbert's cipher-bound manual. How are we to liberate this hidden wisdom? It's like the all-seeing eye. Can help you with that. These devices are made by the Mandervillians, a star-facing race whom we once traded. Starfaring? Commander villains? Yes, and highly evoked species of a mysterious advanced technologies are people shared ideas and inventions, so I'm quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I have the device projected whatever images were stored upon it. The darkened room would afford us the clearest views, however. Retire to our rooms and comma and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optional condition. Commander villains, a coincidental naming, or is there some deeper connection? Everyone comfortable? Let us see what this device has for us. I am Godbrand, wanderer of the stars and weaponsmith extraordinaire. First Lord of the House Manderville. This is the Godbrand, our founding father? Record this message that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you to watch till the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of the star, or even a man at all. I am the Mandervillans, a race which hails from the far side of the great expanse. Mandervillans are parasitic symbionts in which we can only survive by bonding with other life forms. One of our essence has taken root. We supplement the host's mind and strengthen its physical structure, imbuing of our new form with a steel-like resilience. Well, something alien about the impossible imperviousness. Then through the conjoining of the comparable host bodies, we produce offsprings which harbor the next generation of Mandervillans. This symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying, so it was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. Until tragically our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Every planet upon which we Mandervillian resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies were brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed from the time and space were ravaged by the final days. Desperate to avoid the same fate, the comrades and I boarded the ship and fled upwards into the starry night. We flew and flew until we found the planet, your planet, untouched by the phenomenon. Our rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawled from the wreckage, badly injured and near death, but even as I resigned myself to perishing to this unfamiliar role, and I found myself a man who came looking for a falling star. As a rule, Mandervillians do not take intelligent life forms as hosts. After hearing my story, however, this sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. He was himself afflicted by the incurable malady, and with little time left to live, he seemed confident to know that his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. With his blessing, I set at transferring my essence. The man form was revitalized and purged of his fatal fatality, yet the mind which dwelled within my own went to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to apply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Although not pure Mandervillian, our offspring exhibited the same enhanced philosophy. A boom, I suppose, shall be passed down for generations through the bloodlines of House Manderville. My dear descendants, the folk of this star is more fragile, yet, as the first man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. The last of the Mandervillians, I have but one request to make of you. Pray employ your superlatives attributions in my armory of Manderville armaments for the benefit of these people, wonderful peoples whom I hold in the highest regard. Huh. So that's why he's able to survive all those. What an astounding development. Hildebrand, Hillier, Maximilian Manderville, I shall heed the passionate plea of my illustrious forebear. No case too big nor too small should be in my service of my fellow man. He learns the descendants of the extraterrestrial being, and it's still business as usual. But wait a minute, then why did Lady Julian so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of the aliens too? Well, this is the most unexpected. Never did I cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that self-same blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree glanced over some years ago suggests that, it's just more important. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our Manderville weaponry to the peak of perfection, for God brand and for the good of our stars. Before I forget, I have a gift for you. Pray with me at the Aetherite Plaza, and I shall bring you forthwith. Some truth shadowed the fountains of our belief and brought to light. I have to say, this wasn't one of them. More staggering discovery was, I divided readers and charlatans who pursued my allegations of allies against ever-expanding webs of lies and deception without exception. I have misjudged the charlatan people. They are not collaborators or the architects of conspiracy. They are but seekers of knowledge, unafraid of plumb the depths of the unknown. That Master Poo-Poo, though, one still has ulterior motives. Bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of strength, which he shows his true colors. Hope you're not been waiting long. This is a gift I mentioned. As your earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsman between the weaponsmithing sessions. I thought it was only fitting that you'd be the one to care of this diminutive simulacrum. Consider that the mementos of your adventures together. Our Manderville weaponry project, I believe my ancestor's artifact has unlocked the door to the next stage of improvements. Should you find me an assistance, announce yourself to Master Garrel, and I shall endeavor to join you with utmost. Until then. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Thavenir. Lord Hoodie, I come with ill tidings. Professor Luge set an ambush for his nemesis. He was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. That bithering dolt. No matter, preparations are underway and the manifestations will proceed as planned. Oh no. That looks like it's gonna be bad. Okay. Seems less enthused to see you than usual. Oh, it's you. Supposed to have the spectable fop did mention he'd bring some kind of breakthrough and needed to round up the usual suspects. inform his lordship of your arrival. Welcome, welcome. I do hope that you are prepared for another spot of modest laborer, for I have plucked the new weaponsmithing secret of the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. For why Godbrand abandoned his cipherous journals, seemed he desired a greatly scrutiny afforded by the relics according apparatus, that he feared his knowledge was falling into wicked hands bespeak the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require fundamental alteration of the weapon's design. Godbrand understood that the individual wielders have different needs and preferences, thus conceived of methods of modify each armament's base quantities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil known as Maxilam Manderville. By slowly adjusting the pieces' ratios of ingredients for its coating, that we can influence the path of etherical conductivity as we see fit. The oil chief ingredients is once again derived from meteorite, specifically an argonite and amplifying properties. So many out of this world materials, this unsurprisingly now that we must know the alien's origin of Godbrand's under weaponsmithing techniques. Alien's origin, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. Come customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources lest you procure our supply of archondrite. Lovely bloody custom that is. Man of your means, I reckon you could buy a mountain of them space rock as well. I'm glad to do so, except the merchants in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. Much as it pains me to impose upon Viola further, she is the best equipped to handle such numerous tasks. It's in Britain's call for dramatic reforging, and it's your experience that shall be succeed or fail as well, Master Gerald. Fine, shut me gob and do as I told. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting a little distinct impression that you lost interest in this project. You bloody think? Look, I took this job to pay off me drinking debts. Now that I've managed that, I got no desire to keep working for an undressed, over-primped, prestigious arse. I see. I admit even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. And I fear such feathering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. Yet let us resolve our differences over flagons of fine spirit for several as circumstances dictate, at my expense, of course. Free liquor, is it? Then this be bringing your best purse. You must join us if you would be so kind to secure a table at the Mayhem. Shall be along in short order. Oh my god. Well, guess it's a drinking game. Oh, splendid night at the spirituous beverage. Sure about this then, are they, huh? I'm the mightiest thirst and will not be slacked by the cheap stuff. What of you, Fio? Will you be mastering Master Gerald's fine example? Very well, she'll order you a tasty alternative. to heave, my friends. Right, no point beating around the bush. I hate your guts for a good long while now. Even my inside offends you, then why might that be? Because for a proper artisan, develop your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're off fondering consortium or building off fool's playground for fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant, that's what you are. Believe in devotion and sufficient then, yet our works requiring not only the sweat of our brows, but a capital to cover expenses. No, thus does not steady revenue facilitates the creative process. In that respect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing project I could never have otherwise afforded. It's not true that you craft kettles. That means to repay loans to simply make ends meet. Not substantial sorts of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empowers you to pursue your heart's desire. Booze. We're going to need more booze over here. Really sours me that the artists of the syndicate, how can you craft out worthwhile with your head buried in political shite? Must be surprised my participation in Old Dawn governance opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspirational for several original pieces. You can keep your bleeding rations. I have nothing to do with prissy rule makers of your liking. You and bloody heck, reasonable arguments. Saws ain't got a clue what you're poor buggers like me, what you got wearing clothes any road. More alike than you realize, Master Gerald, especially when it comes to simpling of our attire. It's all clear now. You're the master craftsman. I'm in sodding failure. A failure. Rena, how'd ya? Okay, I'm sorry to excuse for the that's all that matters. Seems to be mistaking you for someone else. Perhaps you could offer him a kind word. Craftsman is flawless. Means a lot coming from you and me, thanks. Done weeping into me cuffs. I'll fix up some weapons and hells with money. I'll do it for me for no damn sense of pride. See, Master God have overcome his aviation of our partnership. Splendid, although I never had a guess the carrot juice be so intoxicating. Turns to our good smith's house, you see. And he and Hello Switch has spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. My Haynes liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak a havoc on a man's constitution. There was a time when I, too, devoted my waking moments on my craft. Alas, running the mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities. Monetary woes notwithstanding, I do envy Master Gerald's with its purity of purpose. And on that note, let us return to the point of acquisition. We shall require 3 chunks of the aforementioned archondrite so that as soon as you are able. Chunks of that amplifying acron can you obtain from I need a furnace that has me all sobered up. Let's have them special rocks then. Okay, that's enough, but there's one thing that's been bothering me. Was Marina there the mayhem? I don't quite remember. Forget it. For the finishing touch, the Maximanderville oil. Before we can finalize the mixture, however, you must tell us how you wish our armament serves you in battle. Coding ingredients will greatly influence the armament's various qualities, so think before you answer. Alright, hold on. What is? Jesus. And it's done. We're holding the undying devotion of craftsman's excellence. It's a bit much for my outfit. She'll enhance our Manderville weapons in your possession. You only say the word. Seems to admit the expertise nonetheless at manufacture the Mandervillian oil is beyond my limit alchemical knowledge. I can mix magic potions, however, grown me hair back long ago. bloody odd taste in clothes, but at least he's wearing some. Our newest addition to the House Manderville retinue will assist with further augmentation and oversee the preparation of the oil. This will be available to readjust your weapons properly should you bring him the required quantity of anthrodytes. So then, monumental step forward, my friends. Yet one stage remains here in the Manderville weaponry evolution can be considered complete. Leading up to that, let me guess, we're here to sit here in breathless, bleeding anticipation and yet sort out what comes next. Silently, coming to the process is likely to be a lengthening of the endeavor, so I do suggest you continue breathing. Pray indulge the ambition of mine one last time. I'm not 100% sure. Although I do think this would be a better one to wield, right? Oh no. Yeah. Really? Okay. And just oh. Okay, well. Okay, time to work down the list. Alright, what time is it? Alright, I can go for another. Let's do the blue quest. Where does that blue quest start? Budaha. Steps of fall. happy to see a familiar face. Oh, well, look who it is. Siegfried and Zerum are telling me how you went and saved our star. You done me proud. You have called on me. I've given you an enemy's sound trashing as only master of blue magicians can. That's not only you are a master of the arts, mine. We're all still here breathing after all. Nothing quite momentous to share. There it was something I've been meaning to tell you. Because the guild has so many members now, adventuring folks of all sorts eager to explore every corner of the realm, we've discovered quite a few new spells I'm sure you're keen to add it to your magic spellbook. Fine complement of wealth and knowledge of your blue mage log, but there's always room for improvement. I trust you're still adding notes to it. I still need one more spell. What a welcome surprise. How fortuitous, and you should have saved me the trouble of seeking you out. If you're both here, I take it you're not come for a small talk. I'm afraid not, my dear. An impressive display of masked carnivores have served to help the Celestium thrive, and yet in recent days ticket sales have been on the decline. Now that you mention it, I have noticed more empty seats and stands of late. What comrades do we manage to draw seems rather entrusted by the proceedings. Should this continue, I fear Amalja and Sons will withdraw their Amagina and Sons will withdraw their financial backing. Well, has to be something we can do. Considering what something is, I require your assistance. First and foremost, I believe it's prudent we speak with the people of Olden directly and learn what they've been suddenly found wanting into Celestium. I would go to investigate the court, and rest of us shall start from the surrounding districts and spread out from there. When you all have finished, let us reconvene here. And now off to you. I should be getting the new gear or upgrading my gears right now, but whatever. This is a level 70 quest. Ascara, I've never been to. Honestly, I can't say I'm all that interested. Gold sauce around your head? No, that's not a fun time. That you mentioned, I've seen this show for quite some time. After a while, it seems so routine. Gladiator matches are far more interesting. Okay, people are not interested. And that Blue Mage, Azuro II, I'm a big fan of yours. I went to the Celestium near every day after your debut performance, though it's been a while since I was last there. Nothing to seem to pose a challenge for you anymore. What needs there are more menacing opponents like Azul Magia and Gokul. Finish your inquiries at the Gold Court, have you? Good. I imagine Martin and Pinyande should be along here long. See, then your answer then the answer to our problem is clear. Azuno II is in need of a nemesis. But what of the people who told me that the clamorous of our appearance from Azuro III? You mean person singular? That is the single opinion against a swathe of fans seeking the worthy challenger to oppose Azuro II. they go contend with you, we will need like Siegfried of Azul Magia. Right. Then the two shall clash at the masked carnival, the Celestium a wish and excited fans clamoring for more. Very well, Martin. You are to find the nemesis for Fiola, and to be certain they are worthy of the role. This prospective rival shall be stronger even than you. Seeing that is not physically possible, I'm afraid I'll have to decline. Is that so? Pity that I was considering appointing you the showmaster had you succeed. Naturally, that would include 3% profits for all their appearances at the Celestion, but if you have no interest. Showmasters, you say, make it 5% and you have yourself a deal. See your preparations for the debut. Wouldn't do for you to be seen the same, a tired old garb, but worry not, I shall make certain that you are dressed for the occasion. Now, if you'll excuse me, there is much more to be done. I'm away, I need you to keep watch over the guild. Payandi, I think you're up for the task. I know full well how you tend to matter of the guild, Martin. I'm sure we'll be fine. This is meant for your rival. This is meant to be your rival field. I'm counting on you to give it your seal of approval. I'll be in touch with Payandi and I'll find a suitable candidate, so don't be a stranger. In the meantime, I think it's best to continue your training. A nemesis deserves nothing less than your very best. After all, why not see learning Goblin Punch while I'm gone? No doubt you'll make good use of the battles to come. Until then. Thank her to me until he left. I am quite certain the going rate for Showmaster is 5%. Perhaps it's best if he doesn't find out. His skill in negotiation matches mastery of blue magic. Speaking of which, I believe you have tasks set before you. Mastery of Goblin Punch, I'll be holding down the fort until you return. Really? That was the quest? So what do I have to do? Oh, damn it. Goblin Punch. Where the hell do I learn that? Oh, Lucia. The Hobgoblin. 3333. Really? Goblin Punch, right? No, should just use this one so he doesn't stun them. I'm just gonna stay here for now. See what happens. Yeah, I think I've seen it enough times. No? There we go. In the meantime, should just go to Amarang and learn those too. Where is it? 32.9. What spell was this? Rehydration. $17.30. Long-tailed armadillo. else that's an overworld now. Okay. Back to Udaha. It's been an easy time managing the guild. You have the look of a woman who mastered the new techniques. I take it you follow Martin's advice. As much as I would love you to regale me the tales of your training, we recently received a word from Martin's requesting your presence. So you meet him at the Mule Von Gate at Limsa. My God. Fine. Got an empty your mind, lad. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Oh, Phil, I wasn't expecting you to arrive so soon. I couldn't help but my old training grounds. You see, and a former classmate of mine insisted on receiving some specialized instructions. Advice has always been nothing but inspirational. You would be hard-pressed to find one more adept in the arcane arts here at the guild. But his genius doesn't stop there, that he might better comprehend the nature of magic in all corners of the world. He has mastered nearly every school of magic there is. You know, never told me you master any school of magic. Mastering all those magic was only a way of wisdom at the Wallachie could be fully realized in blue magic. Even so, if I'm true to be true master of the blue, I can't fall back on all of them other spells I've learned now, can I? That'll do for today. If you stay the course and take my teaching to heart, I'm sure you'll do just fine. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. I haven't much money, but here, a small token of my appreciation. Right then, about the Nemesis. After weighing your options here in Limbs and Limits, I reckon the member of the Executioners could be just what you're looking for. It remains to be seen that they'll be willing to speak with us in the skills at arms, let alone agree to talking to you as a rival of the Celestion, but we won't know for certain unless we try, eh? Come on, let's head over to the studio. Seeing this as your nemesis, why not take the lead and getting to know them? I'll be right behind you, I promise. And if you hear anything that sounds like news crackling, don't worry. It's simply my excitement of becoming a showmaster. That's it, my excitement. You can find them offloading cargoes at this hour of the day, and and when there's cargo, there should be a payment of exchange hands, which means money. Aha. Another gil for our coin purse. What's that? Our sharpest asks, you say? He'll live for going every day. We get strangers asking to be hacked into bits. Don't mean to offend, but he's getting in years, and if rumors are true, he has a big lung. Besides, I think it's best we look elsewhere. Yay. Ita. A strong arm to grapple with, and when it's saying I ain't good enough, well, fine, it'll be a creamier after. Then you should go speak with the Captain Sicard. No sharper shot and no limsa. Captain Sicard, by no means a terrible prospect, but seeing as he's acting captain of the executioners, he's like to demand a considerable price, and more importantly, he cut him into my profits. Maybe trying to recruit from the execution wasn't such a great idea after all, and we'll just leave empty-handed. Well, it's clear we're not getting anywhere talking with that lowly rank and file, that we need someone with a little more authority to help us cast a wider net. You need dueling partners to put in this on some show. The bloody executioners ain't interested in dancing for coins, lass. You'll have to search elsewhere. Of course, far from us to overstay our welcome. Though if you know any pirates who might be willing to take our offer, not those of our executioners, of course, we'll be much obliged to our aunt and tell us. Come to think of it, there's been talk of late of some bloke that claims to be right of your Mistbeard himself come to town. They'll say spends most of her time at the Downing Welch. Whereas a red mask calls himself Octobeard. Can't believe it. Octobeard, eh? Yeah. Anyone can complain. The Mistbeard is sure to make an worthy opponent. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Well then, shall we pay a visit to the Drowning Wench? Can't imagine we can convince him without a fight, so I thought of in you. Only right I dress for the occasion, and best foot forward after all. The Mistbeard's right-hand man, I reckon that I am. Following with the cab, more sneaking up a pub's back door, ain't nobody ever know. That's him. If I were to believe those salt notes of his, let be about it, eh? It's you. Boy, Octobeard, have you a word? That's alright, that is. I don't care for your tone, you peating little shite. Be a battle you're aching for, then I guess I better give it to you. Outside of the Rogue River, 5 minutes. I'm trying to remember who this guy was. I didn't see him leave as such, but he is coming, isn't he? I wouldn't mind looking for another candidate, of course, but there you are. I was hoping you wouldn't. I mean, we would show up. Wait, is this guy from all the way back then? Here I am, no shame in turning your lad. Really, I wouldn't hold it against your leaving right now. Man, he's just putting everything, all the spells. Had enough, you barnacle-brained oaf. My God, did I overdo it? Oh, he is still breathing. That's something, I suppose. Now that let's see who's under that mask. You have slain Titan. Man, it's such a huge callback. All I wanted was a pan of ale or 3, and I heard the tavern keeps on good tune with the Mistbeard's cruise. I told him I was the right hand. I was his right hand man, and one thing led to another. Know the truth about me, remember about everything. So please, I beg ya, just let me go. God, it's been freaking 10 years. Have you not freaking improved? Swear I can change. You'll see. You had like some growth since then. He really was the hand of Mistbeard. Anyone who falls to me is certainly no match for you. We'll just have to keep searching. I don't know about you, but I think it's time we set sights elsewhere. Could I trouble you in Blackfora, Yandi, and Ulda? Sure, you sent words. I found a new prospect. Unless it's not him. I'm pretty sure it's him, right? Am I mistaken? The guy that I had to fight a big rock against? Welcome back, Vio. Any luck in Limsa? Well, that's quite unfortunate. Even so, Royce must be informed. You must let me worry about that. Before you go, though, it wouldn't do to send you off with any guidance of your blue mage training. As I recall, Martin said that Electron would go a long way to bolstering our riffs of spells. Come see me once you mastered it. Already mastered it. Still seems to be having an easy time managing the guild. Good to see you. If you're here, then I take it you finished studying that spell. Martin asked. Good. Your timing couldn't be any better. Massive from Martin. He says he found another promising candidate. This time to the Black Shroud. You meet him at the Caroline Canopy, as such you have sooner rather than later before he finds himself in trouble. Hold on. Before I do that. Is there anything else? So when do I get the new gear? Yeah, tables available and seeking refreshments here at the Caroline Canopy. I highly recommend our freshly brewed tea or bowl of our famous. Or are you saying that perfectly good explanation? It's Royd's fault and all the guild pinching with all that what little she gave me. I could scarcely afford the trip here. Thankfully, working here at the Adventurers Guild not only covered my room and board, but also gave me the chance to listen to the latest gossip. Words has it that it's a notorious bandit at large preying on the merchants and travelers passing through the shroud. They routed for the woodwallers, and no one's seen hide nor hair on the adventurers who've been foolish enough to investigate. I assured that it was veritable army, but no, it's all the works of the single bandit. Tell me that doesn't sound like a nemesis worthy of Azuro II. What? It's not as if it won't be the client pay for the crime first. Besides, thievery usually means that want for coin, don't it? With the steady pay of the mass carnival, they'll have a chance to turn their life around. At any rate, we need to stop them before anyone else does. That is to say, it'll be all for nothing if they are apprehended by the woodwallers, and all timely could be any better. My shift just ended. Meet me at the benchmark metals, and you'll be ready. You can start a search from there. Dressed for the battle as well. I see your nemesis is set to be making up a camp in Jadeite Thick. We're here if we split up. Dark, it's raining. worst time to be doing this quest. Am I deceiving, or is this a band of blue mages? Master Martin, and by the 12, what a most fortuitous meeting. Four of us became fast friends in the guild, you see, and decided it's best we travel to the realm together, both for our logs and test the limits of our blue magic. When we heard it was a notorious bandit roaming in the woods, we couldn't steal away. He was a more formidable foe, to be sure, but thankfully our efforts proved enough. I can certainly understand why there's so much sizable bounty on his head. It will go a long way toward purchase of our homes in one of our adventurous residential district. We're thinking of settling down in Ulda. Don't give me that look. With how little Royce compensates me, how else was I supposed to account for my expenses? That bounty would have left me with guilt to spare, just a happy coincidence. Are you Azuro II? Your contests of the Celestium have been an inspiration to us all. Safe journey, miss. I hope someday we'll live up to your example. God, what a worse time to be doing this quest. Raining in that night. Or, well, it's almost dawn. Never realized there were so many blue mages tripping around in search of spells. Just my luck. Don't tell me you're still upset about the bounty. The bandit's been brought to heel, and that's all that really matters in the end. Unfortunately, their victory over Blackguard proves that they were clearly mistaken our choice of our candidate, which means we're back when we started. Share what we learned to no doubt I'll find some other lead. Is that it for this quest? That was fast if it is. It is. Wow, that was fast. I'll come back for y'all. Return good news, I hope. I see how fortunate. Well, I see Roy's appeal to the situation. Thank you again for your efforts. I mean, if Martin does not find a candidate worthy of your rival, and I think it would prudent to add more spells to your arsenal. I'll call Martin, claim rehydration as a spell worth learning. I'm speaking on one. Okay, I already learned that. Well, now you look at the woman ready for battle, which I assume means you master rehydration. Excellent, and your timing could not be more fortuitous. Martin has said word that he's found promising prospect in Ishgard and asked you to meet him where at once. He went on to say that you're likely finding him spending time at the holy stables. As to why Martin would choose to make roost there, well, some questions I feel are far better left unanswered. But never mind that. You had best be on your way. Who is the bestest boy in the stable? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, hi, Theo. I didn't think you'll be here so soon. As you might have guessed, my coffers has all but run dry, so I've taken up work here at the Holy Stables. Find there wasn't so much to do here. I secretly found time to take up the search for the Nemesis, but not you say without any leads, mind you. With the Dragon Song War ended, I've been told there are scant few opportunities to practice or develop the arts of lance in actual battle. So to keep the soldiers skilled honed, tournaments are being held at the Light Feathers Proving Ground. Surely fighters worthy to the Nemesis could be forged in the flame of such combat. Inquire the last vigil. I'm sure some of them have spectated these matches at the latest. Let's see. You go on ahead. I'll be with you after I finish my duties here in the stalls. Oh wait. I can't mount here. If this is test of metal you desire the energy, seek out Sir Albeamber. He's a knight without fear and a very definition of a gentleman. Indeed, he's graciously accept any of all challengers. Turn no spiked butt. On the Ishgar's finest dragons, perhaps well known for his tireless effort of our western border, he took on the tourneys wishing to keep his skills sharp, and he has yet to be bested. The fiercest of the tourney fighters, you need to look more further than Sir Albrian and the spiked butt. I dare say no challengers can endure the power of thrust of his lance. So any promising prospects? No difference in me, I see. No sooner did I mention of the journey, slit my lips, and then began singing praise of Sir Alimbert. Clearly, he's the strongest fighter they have to offer, but there's still the question of whether he's stronger than me. Find out, as luck would have it, they're still accepting entries of the next tourney over in front of the proving grounds. Let's go have a look. My apologies, but I cannot permit you to enter the tournament. I have no doubt a mage such as you will make a suitable challenger, but entry is reserved for Lancers and Dragoons only. Terribly sorry, but I didn't make the mirrors, I merely enforce them. Something to batter. This gentleman was seeking to join the upcoming tournament, but he lacks the proper qualifications. Ah, so you are the famed Sir Alambur. In my search of the worthy opponents, I was told you are the finest lance in the Holy See. I would take your measure and see your truth these claims for myself. You spirit, I'll give you that. Alright, I'll accept your challenge. To be perfectly honest, I've grown worried the same opponent day in and day out. This could prove to be a refreshing and sorely needed change of pace. Haven't placed before the first match of the tournament, unless anyone protests, simply call in an exhibition match, something to whet the spectators' appetites. should have the privilege of standing face with the Warrior of Light. If you are interested, I should very much like to see him against you as well. So we did, forgive me, I often find myself inundated with the challengers and have bad habit of forgetting faces in the thick of battle. If I'm not mistaken, our contest was interrupted. We're more reason to fight again soon. Until then. And it should be a preparation of an exhibition match in the order. A summons will be issued in all readiness. Have gone overlooked if not for your company. And when adventurers have found renowned prestige, I suppose. Now it's best to go get ready. Oh, it's just right here. Starting to believe, sir, you're maybe every bit of a fighter people claimed him to be, in which case I may actually lose. I realize the whole purpose of adventure was to find some worthy to be your nemesis somehow who rivals even my own strength, and yet the thought of losing here in front of you disgusts me. I found myself outmatched time and time again, but you were always there to put down the beast that I could, and even though it fills me with joy to see you grow as a blue mage, I'm not without my pride, without limits of the shame I can bear. I mean, the whole point is for you to lose, right? I've gotten myself in the right mess in time, haven't I? Then how else are we gonna find your nemesis? I mean, if you don't lose, then I don't have a match. Your matches begin shortly. Please be your final preparation. But first, might have in your name, or rather your name you wish me to announce in the crown. The great Azuro will do. Something the matter? Okay, I'm gonna do battle well. Sure, my stick would count as a weapon, but I mainly fight with magic. Blue magic to be precise. Blue magic? Arcane Dylan is strictly forbidden here. The last challenger to profess mastery of such arts paraded about the arena vomiting fire, fish, and all manner of unspeakable things. To say our patrons were displeased with the spectacles would be an understatement. And for that reason, these tournaments will be limited to Lancers and Dragoons. But the exhibition match was already agreed upon. It was indeed, and do not wish to disappoint Sir Lambert, yet I must also consider those with witness of your contests. That is why I will introduce you as a mage of hailing from Ul'dah, a traditional mage who will not dare wield anything so crude as blue magic. If you do, consider that a match forfeit. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we prepare the bevy of battles and are certain to shock and amaze. But first, special surprise, an exhibition match featuring your champion, Sir Albert of our spiked butt. And his opponent, Master of Magic, hailing from the shaping sands of Ul'dah, the Great Azuro. Do they really intend to do battle in that ridiculous costume? Begin. Oh, I've waited for this. Why do you not fight? Have you no magic to show me? Foe barely even worthy of my spear, let alone my butt. Or blue magic is the only magic I'll ever use, but if I'm to win this... Winner is the Great Azuro. Well, that was closer than I'd like. I can scarcely remember the last time I fought without blue magic. At the very least, I'm assuring to know that I've not grown soft with my other magics. I display in all my days, never faced a mage so formidable. It would be my training sorely lacking indeed. If my butt is to be worthy of the name, I shall train with greater harder deal. I guess we're back when we're started. At this rate, I don't think we'll ever find you suitable advisory. Wouldn't be so sure. So, what are you doing here? To be perfectly frank, I was beginning to question if you were really searching for our nemesis, so became how you've been faring. I see, that's what you mean. If you're not for sure, anyone with eyes could see that was clearly the victor in that match. Why you should serve us as rival. I had known you had mastery of other schools of magic, and with such devastating proficiency, I may have well decided much sooner. Not really gonna stop using blue magic, are you? Everything I've learned has been serving to better my blue magic spells. I've never been a match with her without them. Certainly you will make the best of it. You always do. Make the best of it. Return to Ul'dah. Supposed to be back in Ul'dah, but it's not what I expected to make my return. Still much to be done with your debut at the Celestium. All that time, my dear, and all good time. Anyway, the clash of Yazur might with Martin's magic. Rose has planned for more than I bargained for, but I'm not really in the position to shirk my collar here, am I? At any rate, I'll do it. If I'm to do battle with you, and without my blue magic spells, you little need to add anything else to repertoire. Practice your fundamentals, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't be written. I'm merely giving my opinions. She's free to learn whatever spell she likes. That's for me. I think I'm long overdue for a rest. Yeah, to see his rival. Looking well by the look of your eyes. I'll take that you're here for more than whatever friendly banter. Well, you'll be glad to know I'm duly rested for a venture to Ishgard. Still be lying if I said I was feeling a little anxious. That was fast. Do nothing to concern about Martin. Preparation of the Celestial are all but complete. As we speak, artists are putting the finishing touches to your new costume and fret not, you'll have your new attire as well. Most difficult endeavor to be sure, but thanks to most generous benefactor, everything continues to proceed the pace. Speaking of who, I should very much like for you to meet them. If it were to leave now, we should be able to find whoever the hustling strip. A hustling strip, who could it be working with that frequency of a place like that? If you wait here for a moment. Here they are, as soon as you... Stars are latest coming attraction of the Celestium. Oh my god. Really? Oh, they're the fine fighter at the Masked Carnival. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Albert Manderville, president of Manderville and the Manderville, owner of the Gold Saucer and member of the syndicate, that Godbird Manderville? If he's involved, maybe it's our chance to strike it rich. Damn, you two are a member of the Celestium Entourage. No rest for the righteous, I see. It's for my involvement of the Masked Carnival. I was long supported Rosei's enterprise of the Celestium. In fact, I believe it was around that time Typhon made his debut, and I was offered her my services. When she told me her plans to seek out the worthy arrival of the carnival star performer, I once knew no efforts could be spared, and so the sum total my company's knowledge and how as leverage to see her plans to fruition. Don't exaggerate to say that what is to come would be impossible if not for you. Please, think nothing of it. The Celestium is a masked carnival serve as both the source and entertainment of the inspiration of the good people of Olda, and it would be a remiss of me to deprive the fair city-state of so precious a jewel. Now, if you excuse me, another occasion demands my attention. Now now that introduction's out of the way, we must see the costume fitting and test of your new equipment. Gotta take off that hat and mask. Hey, don't you cut a striking figure. Was I supposed to have a new costume as well? Jesus. Of course, very best feels dreaded nemesis. Diabolical Goldor. My imagination has grown taller. Be a glamorous prism. Our glamour prison. The Crystal Hero will further augment the magic to ensure he is a match for our stars. Will be an automata and familiars of this disposal, so you have to be best on your guard, Fiola. Hardly call it a show if you fail to put on back foot. Need to work on the persona, although it will be easy if we just focus on the naturally misery character. I prepared a script for you, so please try to remember your lines. I should start a nice menacing threat. And if I'm gonna have time, geez, I got about 10 minutes. So the pain, how make you long for something as sweet as pain. Marvelous. Think of do they? Don't worry about that. Sure of it, not internal good thing, but if this is the wrong way to play, you can damn sure I'll give it my all, and suppose only a matter of time before you do toe to toe, even if it's quite hard to imagine. I won't be holding back home. Formerly known as Earl the Third will be at the ready. Say the word. The golden opportunity. Always just try this 1 or 2 times and then I have to go. Oh shoot. Okay. Do I have the fish? No, this is my burst. My burst. Oh my god, really? I don't remember what I have on some of these spells. Oh, restore your own HP. Jesus. Really? Oh, crap. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on this another time. But in the meantime, on YouTube, I'm gonna have to log off and then I'm gonna start up a new stream.